What up, you galactic scoundrels? It is a great time to be alive. We are 1 week away from Han Solo, and joining me from the Endor forest is the incomparable James Rosile. I am Brock Smink. This is the Rebel Scum podcast. James, hello, how are you?
Hi, I'm great. I'm in the middle of the woods. I spent the day barbecuing, and because it's a long weekend here in Canada, and you spent the day working a Jays game.
Yep.
That was very close. It was a close Jays game.
Yeah. Yeah, they're on a bit of a slump. But that's okay. We get paid no matter what. And they're going to have a Star Wars Day this year, so I can forgive anything.
What day is that?
September 4th? I definitely will bring it up when we get closer, but it's definitely September, and there's definitely a giveaway, and I will tell you what it is when we get closer. I probably have already said it. But yes, what a time to be alive, James. We are practically on the eve of the third best Star Wars movie. Hashtag best, third best. James, what are your feelings right now?
I texted you earlier today, and I was just like, I am so excited for Solo. I didn't see Deadpool 2 this weekend, and I'm like, I kind of want to see Deadpool. But my excitement for Solo is taking away from me giving a crap about anything else that's happening in theater right now. I was like, I could see Deadpool, but in the middle of it, I'll probably just be like, I wonder if Solo's any good. Like, that's where my head's at right now. So I'm really, really excited for it. How about you?
Oh, I'm dead set on this movie. The second they made it seem like it was a Western, I'm like, I'm in. Let's do this. But it's an exciting time to be a movie fan, I find, because Infinity War did such a great time. I saw Deadpool 2. Fantastic film. No spoilers, of course. Worth it. You definitely should see it, but I understand what you're saying. We need to focus on Star Wars. So, I mean, those were the three movies that were like, oh, they're going to be back-to-back. Then Avengers got pushed forward. But I think we're three heavy hitters here. I think Han Solo can round it out and it'd just be like, whew, just blowing up the theaters. These are our new action films. It's crazy to think that, like, things we loved as kids are now, like, the big money makers.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy. I really want to see Deadpool, but I'm so like the Solo mindset right now.
Yeah.
That I'm like, it's weird because I don't want to say I don't care, but like after I see Solo, I'll be like Deadpool. But right now, I'm like, and I've been hearing nothing but good things about Deadpool, but Solo, man. We're like, I may look. Here's a spoiler for everybody. I may have the opportunity to see it on Wednesday.
Ooh.
I found out. Yes, through our good friend Darth Ward. It's not guaranteed. I'm not banking on it. Like, I don't think it's gonna happen. But the thing is, like, Wednesday or Thursday, it's a long weekend. So I get home tomorrow sometime. So we're looking at 2 days.
Yeah.
Like, after I get home. Like, I don't have time to see Deadpool, first of all. Secondly, every time I look up, there's a commercial for Solo on. Yeah. And I try to ignore it, but I'm like, I'm so into this thing. And I see, like, and I see people tweeting, this is, and I don't want to say what they're tweeting because I don't want to ruin anything. I'm trying not to look at spoilers, but it's more like their opinions of it. And I just, like, it seems exactly what you and I have been talking about for 5 months.
Yeah. I mean, it's getting good reviews after the premiere last year. I mean, there's probably as many haters as there are, or critics-wise. But I'm hearing a lot of good things. Like, Mark Hamill apparently really loved it. And I was listening to Kevin Smith's podcast, and ironically, I saw an article right after. It's like, Kevin Smith did not cry during Han Solo, but he had all the fanboy feels. So that's good. If you can impress Kevin Smith and Mark Hamill, like, you'll impress us, no problem. Yeah,
he didn't cry.
Yeah, but because during Infinity War, he didn't cry in that either. But he audibly, like, stood up in his seat and, like, yelled at the screen once or twice in a good fashion. He's like, oh my goodness, like how surprised it was. That was in the podcast I was listening. It was like, I love going to movies where people react. Some people get annoyed by it, I do like it when people clap when people show up on screen. It's great, right?
Look, when Captain America shows up in Infinity War, I didn't understand the clapping. Because he's part of the cast.
Yeah.
I was like, and he's like my least favorite Avenger, spoiler, so I didn't really care. Yeah. It was a cool introduction to him and all, but you know he's in the movie, why are you clapping? Yeah, exactly. I don't get it. There's something like, look, if someone came out of the blue, like a certain character in Infinity War, and you feel, I'm like, yeah, if someone comes out of the blue and you're like, I'm fine. But Captain America, I'm gonna say, reel it in a little bit, reel it in.
Hey, I saw that movie.
He's on the poster.
I saw that movie a week later, and people applauded when he showed up as well. So it's like,
how many times have you seen it now?
Just once.
I saw it twice.
I know, you had to take your wife.
I'm curious. Yeah. I'm curious, because I'm going to see Solo at least twice, unless I don't like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
And I'm curious, because the second time I saw Infinity War, I wasn't as in love with it. I was like, it was a little bit... It wasn't bad. Like, it still was fun, but it was long. Like, you felt the 2.5 hours the second time. And mostly I was just like, I just want to watch the ending. So I'm really curious if Solo, I'm going into it like I'm going to like Solo. So when you guys watch our review, I want you guys to know that mine's going to be a positive. But I'm curious if the second time I see it, if I'll still have that. Because, look, man, I mean, it's not as long as Infinity War, but a long movie is a long movie. Yeah. And when there's no surprises whatsoever, you feel it, I think. And I think that's why when I look at old movies that are like 2 hours, they live up more than a long recent movie because they focus on the task instead of the length. Look, I mean, Infinity War needed to be 2.5 hours. I'm not saying it didn't need to be. Yeah. But longevity-wise, is it going to have legs 20 years from now?
It's hard to say. I mean, that is the thing about Marvel movies. I tend to not really rewatch them after seeing them. Maybe the last few that I have actually rewatched are probably like Guardians of the Galaxy. Oh, I think I rewatched Civil War and something else before I saw Avengers. Just be like, oh yeah, this happened and that happened. But I don't know. I think it's all personal perspective because it's like you can say the same thing about Harry Potter, but because those are long movies too. So and they're two-parters.
I like the first two the best,
which is so out of the norm usually because most people are just like, well, those are the kids' movies. But Chris Columbus, those
are the fun ones. Yeah, when the wide-eyed kids are like, I don't know what magic is. Yeah. Then when it starts getting too serious, you're like, well, look. Remember when it was Goonies with magic? That's what I love it. No, it's all personal preference. I think.
Yeah. Go ahead.
No, go on.
I think it's going to be interesting because we just came from Last Jedi where people were like, so divided on it. And then also, how many people did you know that watched it 4 times to be like, yes, I love this movie? I'm just like, what? It's not Citizen Kane. It's a Star Wars movie.
Well, this is what I mean, with Infinity War, everyone loves it right away. Yeah. But in a few years, 5, 10 years, is anyone going to... I don't know anyone that's like, I'm going to go watch Avengers 1 tonight. Nobody does that. Yeah. Everybody's like... It's because Marvel... And this is kudos to Marvels. They're like, boom, 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 boom. But Star Wars is a little bit different. Are people in 20 years going to be like, I'm going to watch The Last Jedi... And they're going to think of it like we think of Return of the Jedi. Yeah. Is that how it's going to work? And this is my feeling on Solo is Solo going to stand the test of time? And now, right now, we'll all be like, that is satisfactory, 3rd best Star Wars film. But in 20 years, is this the film we're going to be like, I'm going to watch Solo Saturday afternoon, 2 p.m., whatever, December, it's snowing out. I do, if you've seen my recently watched on Netflix, it's Indiana Jones, Ninja Turtles 2 Out of the Shadows, Indiana Jones. But, is it going to be like that, though, where in 30 years later, we'll be like, yeah, this is on Netflix. I got to check that one out. That was awesome.
It's hard to say
because
it's like there's different types of Star Wars fans, right? There's the original trilogy people. There's the people that grew up with prequels. There's the people that like the new stuff. The people that don't like the new stuff. The divisive crew. Because it's like, I feel like that's its own subsection. Even though it's like a lot of people that like, I like the original trilogy, but I don't like the new stuff. And it's like, well, like, that's weird. So I don't know. That's just me throwing it out there, because I don't know. Star Wars has this just weird vibe about it. It's sort of like, though I will say.
But is that where the Star Wars story, the spin-off film, differentiate?
That's what I'm curious about.
Whereas the saga, yeah. Well, sorry, I'm on a delay from you. So I don't even.
Like the Solo, yeah. Go ahead.
No, you go.
I mean, Solo is gonna be the first offshoot that could be a continuing story, right? With Rogue One, it was great, but they kill all the characters. Spoilers. Yeah. So I don't know. It's a weird time to be a Star Wars fan, I think.
I think it's a great time. Because we're getting.
I mean, we're getting content, but it's also I feel like
what annoys me though is when people are annoyed that we're getting this Han Solo movie. Well, if you don't want to see it, don't see it. Because you're getting Episode 9 next year.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like this is detracting from the saga itself.
No.
Like, this is just like, hey, here's some bonus content to whet your appetite until the next one.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm excited. I know you're excited. I think there's going to be so much fun in this. I feel like this is going to be a Chewbacca film. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like we're going to learn a lot about Chewbacca. I just finished Last Shot, and I thought it was great. It's made me excited for the movie, especially the L3 character, who isn't she isn't hugely prominent in the book, but there's mention of her a lot, and you're like, ooh, I'm very interested to see where they're going with that.
And that's why last week we had the Never Tell Me the Odds.
Yeah.
Will she be like the unsung hero or seal the show?
Yeah.
Because I feel like Chewie, we're all like, Chewie's going to seal it. But I think Chewie's going to be such a huge part of it.
Yeah.
Whereas she's the one that we're going to come away from and be like, wow, I really liked L3. We already know we're going to like Chewie.
Yeah.
Like, it's Chewie. L3 is the one I think, my hope is that we're like, oh, like, maybe not as much as K2SO, maybe more like C-3PO style.
Yeah.
Where like she's just like, it's just like, yeah, I really enjoyed every time she was in it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's interesting that if that's the case, that the Disney era is crushing it with droids.
Yeah.
BB-8, K2SO,
Yeah.
L3. Like, it's brilliant.
Oh man. So if anyone's out there wants to get super psyched for this movie, read Last Shot. It's a pretty quick read. I enjoyed reading it quite a bit. What is happening? This is what happens when we're not in the same room. Have you frozen? You sound
we're not
better.
even in the same city right now.
You sound better when you're that close.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm doing the podcast from
do
here,
it like
everyone.
this. Make me as small as possible. So yeah, I'm excited, James. Do we got? Are we gonna do a podcast before the movie or after? Yes. Okay.
Both.
Sweet.
Well, we're gonna. Okay, the plan is we're gonna do one early before the movie, either the day of or the day before of or whatever, and then we'll do our review immediately following.
Yes. Okay. I'm excited. I am very excited. Have you noticed?
Yeah, I can't wait.
Have you looked at the movie listings? They've added like multiple showings on everything. There's even an earlier showing than the one we did.
Rob called me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Rob called me to tell me that, but we have our tickets.
Yeah.
One of the people we're going with can't make it till like 8:30 anyway, so I'm missing half the movie. But they did this with Avengers too, where they were like, it's sold out, and then 2 weeks before they're like, we added 17 more shows. I'm like what? So I kind of figured it was coming, but I think we're seeing it at 8 p.m. on Thursday.
Thursday, yeah.
Yeah, so nobody's going to ruin it for us before that. I mean, they could because people have seen it. But, you know, average Joes like ourselves are going to ruin it for us.
Yeah.
And we're going to do our review as soon as we can after.
Mm-hmm.
It will be spoiler heavy.
Yeah, of course.
But, so we'll tell you right away. Don't watch it till you see it, that's all.
Don't watch it till you see it. I think
we don't want to ruin the movie for anybody.
Yeah. I think most of our loyal viewers will probably see it more or less right away. I mean, everybody has a strange schedule, but I think a lot will see it.
Yeah, definitely the first weekend or second weekend happening. But every time we do something, what we did with Last Jedi that I thought was weird was we tried not to spoil things in the title.
Yeah.
But that's how you get views, is by spoiling things in the views in the title. But for the respect of the people that watch our shows, we won't do any spoilers for probably till June, I would say. June. We'll
1 week.
We'll be like when we'll spoil. It's 2 weeks. It's 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Well, look, I'm guessing you could go on Forbes right now and read an entire article that ruins the entire movie for you.
Probably.
So, you know, but we're not going to do that. We'll wait till June sometime. 2 weeks is good, I think.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, again, you don't have to watch our content. And we're not the ones that are going to spoil it. Like, there's so many other people that are going to spoil it. And probably already have spoiled it by now. But, like, yeah, I look forward to it. It's all worked out perfectly. I can work in the morning and then go to the movie. I'm like, yeah.
It's going to go into 19 innings.
19 innings. I'd be like, bye. But either way,
You've done a 19 inning show.
Yeah. I'm theater adjacent. So I'll be there, no problemos.
Yeah, it'll be good. I'm excited for it. I just want my popcorn and my vino.
Of course.
That's what I want. They pair together nicely.
Awesome. What a time to be alive.
All right, let's talk about Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Obi-Wan Kenobi. He might get a movie. Or is it official? I haven't really been keeping up with it. Is it official or just, again, more stuff?
It's not official, but I think it's safe to say the amount of people that have reported it have come out and said it. But TMZ, Happy Victoria Day weekend. they have this synopsis, and I'll read it for you quickly.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about why this is BS in a second. Obi-Wan is on Tatooine being an elusive hermit and stuff. That sounds legit. But secretly watches over an infant Luke Skywalker, whom he delivered to his uncle Owen. Tensions between the local farmers and a tribe of sand people headed by a ruthless war chief eventually brings Obi-Wan out of hiding, like OUTTA, hiding, and into Jedi kick-ass mode. So, Slash Film reported that this is actually the storyline of the Obi-Wan Kenobi novel from a few years ago called Kenobi, I think.
Right.
So, I mean, okay, let's say this is legit. How do you feel?
It's also pretty much the synopsis of the Obi-Wan journal and the Star Wars ongoing comics. I'm all for it. I already enjoy it in that format. You know, he's on Tatooine. Luke's not so much a baby as he is more of 10 or 11, so he's able to fly around and stuff like that. But then, yeah, Uncle Owen is the opposition where he can't get near Luke. He's always trying to get rid of him. And there is a little bit of Tusken Raiders, but I think it's more to do with Obi-Wan's on the planet doing something. So I don't think it's Jabba per se. I can't remember. But gangsters send bounty hunters after him, who actually end up being Kushrik Wook or whatever his name is, the Wookiee bounty hunter from Dr. Aphra. So that's kind of a cool connection, and obviously a crazed Wookiee bounty hunter is always a fun visual. But yeah, if they were to make that, I'd be all game because it's fun. I don't know how long of a movie that could be though. You know what I mean? He's basically.
I was talking to Fantasia about this a little while ago.
Yeah.
And I love Obi-Wan Kenobi. He's like top 5, top 6 favorite characters for sure. But like the idea of a movie about him after Revenge of the Sith is, I'm not gonna say it's not appealing because it is appealing, but it's like we had 3 movies with him as basically the lead, and then A New Hope. Like his storyline is so nice and tight.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna watch a movie about him on Tatooine. Is that gonna take away from the mystique of Obi-Wan Kenobi? Mm-hmm. And so this idea is cool because he has to stay there.
Yeah.
I don't want him to do much. And then Andrew's like, oh no, a nice like arts film and blah blah blah. I'm like, the thing is, people go to Star Wars movies for a reason. Yeah. They don't go there to watch the art house film. They go there for the fun adventure and a romp through space. And is Obi-Wan Kenobi, as cool as he is, as much as I love the character and as much as I'm on board for anything to give me, does that make sense?
I don't know. I mean, the only thing I can think of that they could add to that story is him learning how to become one with the Force, which is kind of like talked about a bit in Clone Wars, with the whole like how Qui-Gon teaches him or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, but again, it's like, do we need to know that? Like, we just understand that he gets true connection with the Force, and he's able to just become part of it when he's struck down by Vader. So, I don't know. I don't know if we need that.
Yeah, that's my thing. Like, I love Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
But, for me, I'm like, and I would love to see Ewan McGregor back, but I'd almost rather that Obi-Wan and Anakin comic that I read, I'd rather almost have that time period and maybe just recast both of them and give me...
Yeah.
Which is weird because Ewan McGregor's Obi-Wan in that time frame, but... So maybe, I don't know if you can make him look younger, but... Like, I think there's more to tell in between Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones. Like, we're all excited about what happened between Empire and Jedi or Jedi and Force Awakens. But what about Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones? There is a 10-year gap.
Good point.
And they bond in there. We find that out in the elevator, that they bonded and they have stories. And that is really what I would like to see, because him on Tatooine is cool, but I think a novel or a comic series or whatever is perfect for that. But... Look, I don't know what they're going to do with this.
I mean, they could do what they did with Last Shot, where, like, there's multiple timelines running throughout the story of the different characters you deal with Han, with Lando, the villain, with whatever. And just sort of, they could do something like that, where, like, there's a storyline on Tatooine, there's also there's flashbacks, so you're learning about all those things that you want to be filled out. So maybe that would work. Would it be disjointed? I don't know. The problem is, it's like, we want it, but do the general public want it? Like you just said, I don't know. I really don't know what to say. But if they can
That's what Star Wars fans forget.
Yeah. That there's other
people.
We
are a minority.
I don't know.
There are people that are like, I want to watch space battles and laser swords and people moving rocks with their minds. And there's a cool Obi-Wan story out there. I'm sure we're going to get it. But I think, we haven't got it for a reason yet. And I really feel like they're probably closer on this Boba Fett film. Because I think Boba Fett is more plausible. You could do more with a Boba Fett film than an Obi-Wan film. As much as I prefer an Obi-Wan as a character. I think you could do more with Boba Fett.
I mean, like, what would be great is if you could somehow link it with Han Solo, but then it's kind of odd because you don't feel like Han Solo, he would recognize him, right? I mean, it's been announced that Lando is going to get his own spin-off movie of sorts.
No, Lucasfilm backtracked.
It backtracked? Oh, well, yeah, that makes sense. I mean, like,
look. No, but I think also they were premature. If they did say anything, it was premature. If Solo makes money, look, it's not going to make $1 billion, but they have an amount that it needs to make.
Yeah.
If it makes that amount and people come out, and not you and I, but like, let's say there's 12 or 13 of us going on Thursday, okay?
Yeah.
Let's say 5 are like, I need a Lando movie.
Yeah.
And you do the TV thing where each person represents 10,000 people. I think they look at this and they say, what's our Lando plot?
Yeah.
and because they've got Donald Glover.
Yeah.
They've got him. So, I mean, if enough people want it and they're like, this is profitable, I think they'll do it. But I think right now, they could do anything. Why are they just like, we'll do Lando. We'll do Lando and Boba Fett and Obi-Wan? Look, for me, the Jon Favreau show, which apparently is taking place 7 years after the Battle of Yavin.
Yes.
So 4 years after Jedi, which was misquoted. That intrigues me the most right now.
Okay. For his live action show.
Yeah, because what is it?
Yeah.
There's so much that could happen. I don't know what is.
Exactly. No, I only bring up.
I'm
Parsley Slick.
No, I just haven't had water in a little while.
I only bring up Lando movie. I wasn't very optimistic about hearing him. Like, I love Donald Glover, so if you made it, I would go see it. But, like, yeah, I don't know. Lando can really carry a movie. He probably could, but I bring it up because, like, maybe you could put, like, a Lando movie where Obi-Wan's there, or Obi-Wan movie where Lando is in it somehow, because it's, like, it's weird still, but, like, those two characters technically never meet in the original trilogy, so you could do something. I mean, we do it in the comics and books all the time.
Yeah, that was my thing with all of these spin-offs was I kind of wanted them to each kind of connect, even in a small way. Just like, oh, the Boba Fett film is because of the Han Solo film and this and that. That's really what I was hoping, but I don't know if they're going to go that route anymore, but who knows?
In regards to what you said about Jon Favreau's thing, his live-action show, I honestly, I know it's going to sound like I just want more Poe Dameron, but, like, put Shara Bay in this show and show us these forest trees that we see in Shatters of the Empire? Yeah, Shattered Empire.
Yeah.
Because
is it going to even take place in that part of the galaxy?
Yeah. It doesn't have to be about that specifically. Just throw her in there. Just because in the current Poe Dameron, they're doing this like thing that's happening after Last Jedi. So it's still this conversation they're having in the Millennium Falcon. And they have Poe mention that, like, or he's like, well, I'm a really good pilot. And Rey's like, that sounds like the Force. It's like, no, I grew up with these Force trees. And I'm like, tell us more. So, like, that would be fun, you know? And it's roughly around that time period, give or take. I don't know. I mean, we live in this world now where
it's right there.
We want so much content. Like, they're going to do this with Game of Thrones as well. And it's like, well, it's been proven that, you know, you can give us mundane characters that somehow affiliate back to it. It's like, we'll watch it. Especially if you, like, it's not going to be on HBO, but if you put it on an HBO-style channel, you're like, I'll just watch everything. And you just gobble up that content. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Star Wars, it's just, they could do anything with the brand. I know there's a group of people that are pissed off and whatever. I did a whole video on that. I don't want to go into that. But you could do anything with the brand right now. Try it out. See what works. If it doesn't work, guess what? Next year you're getting another movie. Like I said with Solo. You don't like Solo? In next December you're getting another movie.
Yeah.
So I just, you know, let's just throw everything at the wall, see what sticks, and if it doesn't stick, move on. If it sticks, go back to that well. I'm okay with Solo. Look, if this movie's really good and Kasdan, not Lawrence, but the Jake, is it Jake or John? One of them. Jake did New Girl.
Yeah.
One of them. If he comes back and he's like, I'll write the second one, I'll forward it. But if they're like, we're going to get the writer of Transformers Age of Extinction to write it, I'll be like, I don't know. I kind of look, the writers of that might be okay. I mean, the writers of Bad Santa wrote Cats and Dogs, so who knows? But like, you know, what if they're like, we're going to make a trilogy and it sticks with what worked, I'm all for it. But I'm also okay with just, hey, this is a one-off. This is a one-off. This is a one-off.
Yeah. Yeah, I can agree. I mean, I guess it depends how Han Solo ends. But Obi-Wan, I don't know. I would love to see Ewan McGregor come back to the Star Wars galaxy, but like, I think we'll be fine if they don't. I don't know. I'm really distraught now, James.
I just brightened my iPad screen so you can see me better.
Okay.
That's my lighting. My lighting is my iPad screen.
Yeah. I figured, because when you sit back, you're in shadows. Yeah, no, it's exciting. Did you hear the story about Anthony Daniels is in Solo, but like he's not C-3PO?
No.
No, he's gonna be the Wookiee. Apparently, he's the Wookiee that Chewbacca hugs. He has a name. I forget. I'm trying to find it, but so it's not Nala apparently, but that or Mala. It could be. That could be internet garbage, but he's apparently in it. That was mentioned by John Kasdan, I believe, is the actual brother.
Yeah, John Kasdan. I follow him on Twitter.
Yeah.
Han Solo's Lando's pansexual.
Yes, he's pansexual.
I love it.
Which is like, okay, cool, whatever. He's
no, but I like that. I like that these fools that like hate everything are gonna hate that even more.
Yeah.
That's why I look. It's a nothing comment. It's a nothing comment. Who cares? Who cares? Who watches it and is like, oh, I wonder if he's pansexual.
Well, we talked about this when Holdo was announced to be like lesbian or gay, or I can't remember what exactly.
Bisexual, yeah.
Bisexual. And after seeing Last Jedi, it had no bearing. I believe, does it somewhat come up in the Leia book?
I think that's where you find out. Okay. I haven't read the Leia book.
Cool. Like when we talked about that, I said it's like sexuality isn't really a thing in Star Wars. It kind of is, and it kind of isn't. I mean, they have a romance in Last Shot with Lando and this other character, which is funny that they do that and then they announce he's pansexual. It's like, well, you've just sort of put him in a relationship in like the older Lando narrative. I mean, I know you can like
nobody
live one way, but yeah, exactly. But it's like when Dumbledore was announced as being gay. I'm like, oh, cool. Like it has no bearing on the original story. Now with Fantastic Beasts, the second movie coming up, that Dumbledore's gonna be in there. Like, okay, now
it's 2018.
Yeah.
I don't even know. Does the whole plot have to be about Dumbledore or whoever being like sexually whatever? Like, I don't get. Like, he is what he is. That's fine. Like, who can? Like, it's just that's his characteristic. That's okay. I don't know. I just think we should. We're not obviously, but we should be past all of that. We should be past people with pickets outside being like, no.
I don't know. I'm all for it if like the actor like feels like that's the part of their role. That even though it's never really brought up, it's just I have to be in the mind space of this is how I approach sexuality. Great, but like I don't know, like
Lando's the Todd from Scrubs.
Exactly. Yes, Lando. Lady. No, but yeah,
it's so good.
It would be if in the movie if it works out that way, great. I don't know. I mean, he does have a lot of capes. That's suspect.
It's not coming in the movie.
No. Okay.
No.
But
he just
whatever.
said it because he probably wrote it down. He was like, "Yeah, well, whatever. It's time."
Cool.
And then and now people are going to be like, "I can't believe it. The Disney agenda. Kathleen Kennedy needs to be fired." And when you watch the movie, he's going to be Lando calling Han Han. And it's going to be awesome. And no one's going to think of anything of it. And we're all going to leave the theater with popcorn. I'm like, I can't wait for Solo 2.
You just got to buckle up, baby. Oh, man. Like, watching the tour with Donald Glover going through the Millennium Falcon. And he gets like, this is my favorite part. This is the cape closet. And I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, the cape closet.
But yeah.
All right.
But those fantastic yellow shirts. Yeah. What's up?
Oh, so good. Let's move on to the odds. You want to do the odds?
Yes, because I don't know what they are.
You don't know what they are? I never told you what they are?
No. Never tell me the odds.
But they're all they're okay.
Okay, cool. Let's do it.
Today's odds are brought to us by Joshua Lucas from the Den of Nerds. His check is in the mail.
And that's check with a CK.
Yeah. The first odd, the odds of Ewan McGregor not playing Obi-Wan Kenobi.
We're gonna have to go full Brock on this one because there's just no certainty of anything. Do I want it to be him? Yes. Do I think it could happen? Yes? Question mark. But you know, you gotta live in a reality where like it just might not work out. But it doesn't make sense, especially if you do an older Obi-Wan, which is perfect for Ewan McGregor's age.
He was at the solo premiere.
I saw
that. That means nothing. I'm going to go 100%.
100%?
Because it doesn't make sense to do it without him.
Yeah.
It just doesn't.
I know.
So that's my opinion on it. I have nothing else to say.
But they've ignored, I mean, obviously.
The next odd.
Yep.
No, go on.
No, go ahead. Just go the odd.
Just doing the next odd. The odds of Ahsoka Tano appearing in the Obi-Wan Kenobi film.
I would love that. Live action Ahsoka?
Yeah. Seriously, Rosario Dawson.
Yeah.
Miley Cyrus.
Miley Cyrus. No, that'd be great. Yeah, throw characters in that you can't really put a real movie around, even though, that sounds weird because Obi-Wan would be a real movie, but you know what I mean? Like, I feel like Obi-Wan would exist in this weird nook of the galaxy that like nothing can really touch because you kind of can't know what he's about. I want to go 80% on that because that'd be great.
I'm gonna go 0. But for me personally, what I want to see it 109%.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I just think those stories and the animated stories are so separate.
I agree.
And our final odd hits close to home. The odds of James, me, this guy, not loving Solo: A Star Wars Story this Thursday.
The odds of you not loving it?
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull all in. It's 0%. You are not. 0%. You're gonna hate this movie.
Yeah.
I think you're gonna love it. I think there's a small window where you'll have issues, but I think you're gonna enjoy this movie.
Do you know what? I'm going 0% as well. And the reason is a few people have been like, "Oh, have you overhyped it?" I'm like, I haven't really hyped anything because I don't expect anything but to have a good time.
Yeah.
Like plot-wise, I don't give a crap what it's about. I just want to be like, oh, and then have my wine. You know, I just don't like the plot. I haven't thought about because it's inconsequential to how much fun I'm going to have because I know he's going to live to end up on Tatooine. He's going to, whether it happens in this movie or not, he's going to have a job with Jabba that's going to lead to problems. This movie is I'm just like, just give me a good time.
Mm.
And with the music, and I have heard that the music is a bit of a best of, but so was The Last Jedi. So I really don't give a crap. I'm really curious to hear what Williams wrote for Solo.
Mm.
And apparently Chewie has a new theme, like a theme for himself. But I'm also going to go 0 on that. Because it's like, I have no expectations. Just have a good time.
Yeah. No, I can't really see it being... I don't think it's going to try to do anything crazy. It's just going to have fun. It's going to shoot them up. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Very optimistic. Obviously, we are shills, so we will just agree with whatever we're paid to do. Oh, wait, we are not paid to do anything.
Oh, I know. I don't know if you saw our video, but I did with Andrew. We're talking about being shills.
Mm.
He goes, if I was a shill and getting paid by Disney, I wouldn't live in a basement. Like,
that's true.
Fair enough.
That is true.
So today's show, we're not doing any news.
That's fine. We kind of talked about some news.
We'll do news on the episode 95. We'll have news though. We'll go back to news before Solo. But it's tough right now because all the news is reviews of Solo,
Yeah,
and I don't
exactly.
want to look at those at all.
Yeah.
I don't care. But we have top 5, and our top 5 has to do with Obi-Wan Kenobi. And it is top 5 titles, possible titles, for the Obi-Wan Kenobi film. I don't know what mine are. Brock, why don't you go first?
My top 5. My number 5 is simple. Kenobi. You got Solo, just do Kenobi. Like, it's simple. It tells you what it is. Done. And Kenobi's a cool name.
Mine is Obi. My number 5 is Obi.
Yeah.
I want a movie ticket with the word
Obi.
That's just called Obi. Look, it could happen. Solo. Give me an Obi.
Yeah.
Obi. My number 4 is Obi-Wan. A bit of a cop-out. I just, you know what, but saying these, I don't think it'll be just like his name because Solo was his name. It's like, are they just going to I don't know. It's weird. But mine's Obi-Wan. What's your number 4?
Mine is going to be Ben because he becomes Ben Kenobi when he hits Tatooine at some point. So that's like a part of the story.
Yeah.
But I think it would be great if they could somehow implement Ben Solo into this. Like, we were talking about possible narratives going back and forth. Like, maybe someone's telling him the story of Obi-Wan Kenobi because they found journals or whatever. And then we find out why we can assume why Ben Solo's name Ben. But it would be kind of neat if the story was a story about the name. So that's my number 4.
Yeah, I really like that one.
Yeah.
My number 3 is Kenobi.
Why? Because it's a cool name. The end.
Yeah, I mean, I think Ben though is, well, I'll get into that later, but Kenobi kind of makes sense too. But I like the idea of this movie being about the end of Obi-Wan Kenobi and the beginning of Ben Kenobi.
Yeah. My number 3, I toyed with the idea of like him being a hermit and like, well, if you're basically on a desert planet, unable to really do anything, and you're a Jedi, you assume to be a lot of like study of the Force, but maybe something a little bit more fun than, Jedi hermit. Like I was thinking, Secrets of the Force. I don't know. Like, this is an opportunity to explore Jedis a little bit more because it's like he's in a sand prison. So, yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I like the idea of it not being called his name. The problem is, the average everyday fan, are they going to understand that it's a Kenobi movie? But sure, I like that idea.
Yeah.
My number 2 is Old Ben. It's self-explanatory. Like I said, I like the idea of Obi-Wan kind of ceasing to exist and Ben kind of taking forward. Mm. And that's me.
My number 2 is going to go even more random. Sands of Tatooine. I don't know. I feel like you're going to stuck there. Yeah, that's it. That's all I could think of. That'll be fun.
What's your number 1?
My number 1 is The Adventures of Ben Kenobi. Let's go like young Indiana Jones style or something like that. Like, or if you want to get a little bit more unique, the journals of Obi-Wan Kenobi. I don't know. Like, maybe think up some word that relates to the theme of the movie, like, Jedi Resurrection, the Obi-Wan Kenobi journals. Jedi Scum, Rebel Scum, How to Make a Podcast in 10 Easy Steps.
My number 1 is the actual title.
What's that? Why? What is it called right now?
Hello there.
Hello there. General Kenobi, the story?
General Snow Kenobi?
Doesn't it make you kind of upset?
I love those memes the best.
It makes you kind of upset that Grievous is no longer around because he'd be the perfect villain to just constantly mess with Obi-Wan. Ugh.
Well, you could bring him back, I guess.
You could. He's a robot. He's a robot. Well, that was fun.
Cyborgish thing.
Cyborg.
That was our top 5 for episode 94 of the Rebel Scum podcast.
Ooh la la.
I can't believe it was in 94 weeks. 95 is coming up in just a couple of days. Solo's coming out.
Yeah.
So excited for Solo.
I am very excited.
Are you seeing Solo?
Huh?
Are you going to see Solo this week?
I might see Solo. Solo see by the seashore. Yeah, I'm excited. Yeah, I think I'll be in the same theater as you, possibly. I do not want to sit by your father because he does not like anything.
I'm sitting beside my dad because he's buying me a beer, so I'm going to sit right there. I'm going to sit right there. I'm going to have beer, wine, and popcorn. Maybe some cauliflower buffalo.
Ooh,
cauliflower
you gotta go that way, man.
Look, we don't know. Yeah, it's so good. There's like 9 million calories, but it is worth it. Like, you might as well just have the brisket. No, I'm going to go with buffalo cauliflower, bro.
Yeah. But, yeah.
Episode 94 in the banks, in the books.
Check us out on Patreon. You've heard it before, but we'll do it again. Patreon.com/RebelScumPodcast. 4 tiers. Tier 1, for $1 a month, you get early access and the show cloning around when we get to it. I promise we will get to it. Number 2, tier 2, $2. You get all that, plus Andrew's 2BA announcement, Wikipedia.
It's coming up on Wednesday.
Yeah, it's happening. Get ready, Patrons. So if you want to hear what Andrew has to say about the Star Wars, nobody does. But if you want to hear it, you got to get into this on our Patreon page. Tier 3,
Andrew.
$3. You can send us theories or things to talk about or things to put in top 5, and we will do it. And Tier 4, for $10 a month, you can be on our show in some format, probably in Skype. You can go to James's house or wherever he is right now and hang out in the woods. Who knows? It's fun.
I'm in the woods.
He is in the Endor. He's on the forest moon of Endor. So check it out. You could be there too. We greatly appreciate everyone that sends us money. So we want to make this show as good as we can. We want to be able to send James to more planets, but with better quality video and sound. We will make it happen with your help. Thank you very much. May the force be with you.
I should tell everyone I forgot my microphone today.
we can't fix that.
I brought everything but the microphone.
We need to get a case.
The recorder.
We need to buy We need to buy James a case where he puts all the items in one case and brings that case everywhere when he goes somewhere. Anyways.
No, that's what I did, but I forgot the microphone. I was halfway here and I was like, So it is what it is. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm sure we'll hear about it in the comments, but I apologize. We try our best. We make no money, basically, so it's not like we really have a budget for this show. But we do our best every week. We love talking Star Wars. We love talking Star Wars in the comments below. But if you do comment below, you should know that I might not respond until after Thursday's viewing of Solo. Because as much as I trust the regulars like crazy.
Yeah.
But it's the haters that probably read that Forbes article or whatever. You know, all the spoilers that are out there, and they'll be coming here like, so this happened to Solo, and I don't trust them. So, anyway, we'll talk to you guys Friday.
Yeah. All right, James. As always, it is a delight. It's unfortunate when we're not in the same room, but we made it happen.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm not there because you were always scum.
Busy scum. I worked a lot.
Hey scumbags, thanks for watching. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up on our video. As always, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Rebel Scum Podcast, for all the latest videos.